Hello, everybody. My name is David Meintrup, and I'm one of the career coaches at Korn, Ferry Advance. One of the things I'd like to talk about today are your marketing materials. Now, I'm going to define marketing materials as your LinkedIn profile and your resume. And I'm choosing the word marketing materials on purpose because many times people will look at their professional background on those platforms as just lists of material that they want to use to describe their jobs. And so what I try to do with clients a lot of times is help them think about their materials from a marketing perspective. They're marketing those elements to the readers. So if you're sitting down to revise those materials or maybe even create them for the first time, I want to leave you with three concepts today to kind of guide your thinking. The first of which is see you, second is know you, and the third is trust you. So the first one, let's dive into see you. See you is the ability for the reader to immediately see what kind of professional that you are. Usually this happens right in the first line of the resume. So if it's, if you're a senior software developer, with over 10 years experience in X, Y, and Z industries. So there's no kind of vagueness about that. It's not saying, IT professional, but it's diving into what kind of function that you are. If you think about LinkedIn, right underneath the picture is your headline. Most of the time it'll be like the name of your position at X, Y, and Z company. Or sometimes it'll be a functional descriptor that just says senior software developer. So it's important that there's no ambiguity in terms of what that is. Because sometimes I'll get a resume that says, seasoned manager or accomplished executive. And, there's no kind of functional adjectives. And it's not real clear from the get-go who they are. So make sure that that CU portion is really clear and well-defined, even if you may have different versions of your resume for different groups of jobs. The second thing I want to talk about is know you. It's really important that a reader get a sense of who you are as a professional, maybe a little bit of flair too as a person. And this usually comes out also in the summary, usually in lines 2, 3, 4, 5, as you're unpacking kind of the main elements of your background. But you want to choose wording and have it be in your voice and have a few pieces that come out that really almost describe not only how well you do what you do, but also a little bit about yourself. So if you think about where that lives on LinkedIn, that usually lives in the About section. And if you've looked at LinkedIn profiles, the About section is usually a lot longer than what you might see on a summary of qualifications. Sometimes the About section will sound more like a career narrative where you might use I statements, or it might have, maybe 1, 2, or sometimes even 3 paragraphs that really kind of unpack maybe how you started your career and whatnot. So one difference between LinkedIn and resume is definitely on the know you, because on LinkedIn, the know you portion is going to take on more nuances than you'll have room for on the resume. The third thing I want to talk about is trust you. Trust you, as you can imagine, as people are reading your stuff, they want to be able to consider you for that position with the idea that they can trust you to get that job done. And so where trust you really comes across is in your accomplishments. Whether you have career highlights at the front end of your resume, or whether or not, you go through each bullet and really try to pull out the results, how you did that project really well. A lot of times I'll pull up a LinkedIn profile and there won't be any bullets underneath the different jobs that they've had. Well, if you think about if a recruiter is just trolling LinkedIn and is looking for different profiles, if you don't have any of the bullets under there, there's no kind of trust you portion to LinkedIn. So, if you have the bullets on your resume, those might be a little bit longer. They might have more volume there in terms of bullets, but you do want to have some bullets over on LinkedIn. One thing to keep in mind, if you use a marketing hat, is to think about brand consistency, right? So you have 2 different channels that you're using to get out your professional background. One is your resume, one is LinkedIn, both different channels. But you want to make sure that see you, know you, trust you elements are in both LinkedIn and your resume, and they're congruent with each other. You're not describing two different people. So as you go in to revise your documents, be thinking about those three concepts: see you, know you, trust you. Think about it.